the world tried to break him, why did he never fall?
Because he wasn't born to fall. He was forged to rise. Your father wasn't here to survive, baby. And he never lost.
I am not here to lose. I've bled too much to fold now. They want me quiet. They want me small. They want me to question myself. But I've tasted rock bottom, and it left iron in my mouth. I remember the cold floor, the hollow silence after everyone left. I remember the echo of my own breath when there was no one to listen, no one to care. I remember the weight of it all pressing down like concrete poured over my chest. And I didn't break. I didn't vanish. I didn't lose. I adapted. They don't understand what it means to fight with no backup plan, no second chance, no safety net. I do. I know the burn of hunger, real hunger, not just for food, but for power, for meaning, for a reason to wake up and keep swinging. They want to pretend the fire in my eyes is rage. It's not. It's resurrection. It's the spark left behind when everything else is stripped away. I am not here to lose. They counted me out when I was down, stepped over me like I was done, like I was broken, like I was finished. That was their mistake. That was their weakness. They forgot that pressure doesn't just destroy, it also creates. Diamonds, weapons, gods. I've walked through storms that would have buried them. I've stood in the middle of chaos, stripped of everything, and still I moved. Still I breathed. Still I stood. Every scar I carry is proof of war, proof of endurance, proof that when the world decided I was done, I chose to rise anyway. I'm not made of glass. I'm forged from everything they tried to use against me. Lies, betrayal, silence, abandonment. It all fed the furnace. It all sharpened the blade. The more they pushed, the more I became something they couldn't control, couldn't predict, couldn't break. I don't owe them kindness. I don't owe them peace. What they gave me was fire, and I learned to carry it in my lungs. I breathe pain. I exhale purpose. I buried versions of myself just to survive. Killed softness with my own hands because the world didn't have room for it. Buried innocence beneath grit and steel. That's what they don't see. The graves I've built inside myself just to keep moving. I sacrificed comfort for clarity. I sacrificed approval for truth. I'm not looking for applause. I'm not looking for understanding. I don't need a crowd. I don't need cheers. I don't need a goddamn savior. I am the storm. I am the reckoning. I am the result of every time I refuse to die. They can say what they want. Call me heartless. Call me ruthless. Call me what they need to feel better about themselves. None of it changes the truth. I didn't come this far to give up. I didn't crawl out of the grave to lie back down. I didn't endure the fire to settle for ashes. I'm not chasing dreams. I'm hunting legacies. I'm not trying to survive. I'm here to conquer. There's no backup plan. There's no retreat. I move forward, or I burn in place. And I will never be content with average, with almost, with maybe. That's not in my blood. I've seen what happens when you play it safe. You rot, you fade, you forget who you are. And I'd rather lose everything than become one of them. One of the hollow, one of the comfortable, one of the silent. I've been silent before, never again. I wanted love, but all I got was pain. I gave everything. I poured every part of myself into something that was never real. I thought love was supposed to heal, supposed to bring light, supposed to mean something. But all it did was tear me apart, piece by piece, until there was nothing left to break. I stood in the fire, waiting for it to warm me. But all it did was burn. I reached out my hands, hoping to hold something real. But all I felt was the sharp sting of betrayal. I used to believe in love. I used to think it could save me. Now, I know better. Now, I know the truth. Love is not soft. Love is not kind. Love is a weapon. And I was the fool who let it pierce me again and again, thinking each time would be different, thinking each time it would be gentle, thinking it wouldn't leave me bleeding on the ground. But the truth is that love is nothing more than an illusion, a carefully crafted lie, made to keep the weak hopeful. The truth is that love never stays. It takes and takes until there's nothing left, until there's nothing to salvage, until there's nothing to save. And now, I am hollow. I am empty. The person I was, the person who believed, no longer exists. That person is gone, buried beneath the weight of every broken promise, every whispered lie, every moment I thought I was safe, only to realize I was standing at the edge of another fall. But here's the thing, I didn't stay down. I didn't let the pain consume me. I let it fuel me. I let it forge me into something stronger, something untouchable,